Hello, welcome to the 400 Board Game Challenge where I am playing all the board games in my collection. Today I will be talking about a couple pretty heavy Euro games, Teotihuacan and Underwater Cities. Teotihuacan came out in 2018, and over the past 5 years I've played it a bunch of times, but I only learned how to say Teotihuacan in the last 5 minutes. It has been years since I played Teotihuacan, but I didn't need much of a rules refresher. I really like this game. It's on the shelf that I have dedicated to this group of designers. In Teotihuacan, you are moving your dice around the board to collect resources, to build and decorate the pyramid, and ascend up the Avenue of the Dead. Your dice are your workers, and each time you use one of them for an action, you age them by increasing their pip by one. When the die reaches a six, they ascend, moving the sun closer to the moon, making the end of the round. There is end of the round scoring, you feed your workers, and you reset the sun. After the third eclipse, the game ends. Now, the main reason I have not played Teotihuacan in a couple of years is because of how the expansion changed the game. The expansion came out in the following year, and naturally I grabbed it up because I really liked this game. The expansion improved a couple of the active spaces on the board, so that was greatly appreciated. It added another track that didn't really impact the game that much, but it did impact the game were these wide range of asymmetric player powers that gave players special abilities during the course of the game. I know people love asymmetric player powers, but it really felt like these player powers had created something of an imbalance to the game. Not that the actual player powers were imbalanced, except maybe they are. But the variability of the board setup might benefit one of those players in a way that might give them a significant advantage on a basic action. More often than not, games that we played with the player powers usually involved a runaway leader. Sometimes it was me, and it was great. But I always just felt like the game just didn't need this added gimmick. I would rather compete on a level playing field where everyone is trying to maximize their efficiency. So, in this game that we played recently, we did not use the player powers, and it was very close. It was a lot of fun. We also very nearly built a pyramid, which is very satisfying. That is Teotihuacan. Underwater Cities was a game I played a couple times before I had my own copy. And I got the expansion to the game mainly because the layered player boards make the experience so much more enjoyable. Without these improved player boards, the tunnels and the symbiotic domes that you are building during the game would just be sliding around. I mean, it's fiddly enough to stack these little city tokens, but they still have a tendency to fall over and roll off the table. I would have loved for these tokens to have some kind of interlocking design. Doesn't seem that hard. I mean, I'm thinking, call up the Lego people. Ask a 7-year-old, hey, what's the best way to stack these two pieces? Anyway, the expansion has some other good ideas, and it's going to take me a while to explore them all. So, Underwater Cities forces you to make very calculated decisions. You definitely have to prioritize every move because someone will go to the space that you want to go before you get a chance to go there. This will happen literally every time. So you can't wait to make an optimal move, which is what I like about the game. All of your moves feel like they are suboptimal and you're just trying to make the best of it. The interaction between the worker placement space, the cards you are playing, and how it will affect what you got going on their player board. I mean, there's always something you can do to make your little underwater city more inviting, more habitable, maybe even score more points. Underwater cities can be a pretty long game. I mean, our two-player game took us about 2 hours, so I don't expect to play it frequently. But I want to try some more of the expansion content. So after I finish playing 192 more games, maybe I'll get back around to it. See you next time.